So here I am once again. In the previous stream, there was an audio mistake. I'm gonna give it a try right now, see what happens. In the previous stream, there was an audio mistake. I'm gonna give it a try right now, see what happens. In the previous stream. Okay, I think I finally made it happen. I can hear very good. So hopefully it'll work now. So as I was saying before, I'm gonna use ESASoft, and I'm going to use the vocabulary brainstorming. Gonna look for I'm gonna use my own structures. So I'm gonna go to CesarLab.net. And in my website, you can find. Let me see if I can. Okay, so we can find in the phrasebook grammar phrasebook section. This is a compilation of sentences that I managed to recollect from lessons, from frequently asked questions, from a lot of different sources. They are not categorized in different compartments, but there are lots of adjectival nouns and adverbial nouns and complicated vocabulary. So prefabricated chunks and structures. So to miss out on a unique opportunity, that serves you right. Come on, let's go. Someone that gets uptight about things easily takes jokes the wrong way. You see? So we have like different sentences. And this is what I used to do in the past. I mean, no, I no longer do this because I don't find that currently we don't have the tools to overcome such a hassle, because this is just a hassle just to get and started writing down different questions and all that. I think it's super tedious. I'm talking about like 7 years ago. I mean, 7 years ago, you would get this from Google Translate, and Google Translate would have their favorite section in which you could save up different words, and it would be fantastic. But nowadays is not the best way to go about it. I think that there are more efficient ways to make a compilation of sentences. In fact, this is what I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to the essay generator, and we're gonna go straight to another essay, and let's speak about appearances. We were on lesson 2, in which lesson 1 and 2 compile appearance activities, and for the writing part, the topic was how much did appearance influence on our way of thinking. So appearance, style, and how does it affect to people's perception of other people. So we're talking about first impressions, right? They're going to be writing down first impressions in the essay generator and see what happens. So I think it's very cost effective, a very cost effective application. I don't feel that I am taking way too much time for writing a piece of writing. So, okay. So for social business and social meetings, inappropriate dress also varies between countries and cultures. So it's something that you should pay particular attention to when in an unfamiliar setting or country. Make sure that you know the traditions and norms by reading up. I mean, this is completely in connection with what we just said. So we're going to go down below here, and we're going to be writing down an opinion essay on how important appearance is when it comes to first impressions. I'm not gonna lie, this is not an atypical topic of discussion, so I think I'm already used to this. But either way, and we're just gonna start copying and pasted information. We're gonna regenerate another article. Thank you for that great observation. Being dressed for the part can definitely help with the first impression. It's important for the interviews. Well, and I don't get to see the rest of it because it's got a premium account, but I don't really need it. You know, it's like, it's fine. I can just use this first 3 lines. How important is the first impression created with a sketch? People will quickly judge others' trustworthiness, physical strength, and intentions to do harm based on subtle facial and vocal cues. This is exactly what suits best to what we need to write around. So these ideas will certainly gravitate towards the main point that I'm trying to make on this opinion essay. So people will quickly judge others' trustworthiness. And we're going to regenerate another one and see what happens. This is in Spanish. This is a thing that critical implications for understanding social interactions. Right. Certainly. And we got like 3 different paragraphs. I'm going to look for the last one. For business and social meetings, appropriate dress also varies between countries and cultures. So it's something that you should pay particular attention to. Right. Strangers seem more attracted to physically attractive people. Well, it's really down to each other's personality, but this is just an initial start point, and from this point onwards, I should be able to use the linkers page that I previously had. There was everywhere you look for linkers and connectors, PDF, you can find it everywhere. So here I have a lot of different conjunctions and adverbs, so things that we can tap into. But well, I'm just gonna look for something that is that's got somewhat of a bigger picture of it, so that I can just think that this would suffice. So just gonna use this extension, which is pretty good, to put it like that way. And here I'm gonna open up this. Yes. Continue with the cookies. And that's perfect. Look, I've got addition, comparison, contrast. So take a look at how fast I can do this. So opinion essays, we remember we need to use a rhetorical question. We need to use sentences to conform a thesis statement. But in order to begin with, we're going to start the way it does in this sentence. For business and social meetings, appropriate dress varies. I'm going to remove that also. Varies between countries and cultures. Therefore, I could now use therefore, which is it's actually consequence. There's not consequence here. Result. Therefore should be here. Here it is. So therefore, comma, and then instead of so, which is simpler, it's something that you should pay particular attention to, right? And remember, we have the Grammarly application on, so it would be aiding me on the correction of the mistakenly written words. Therefore, it's something that you should pay particular attention to when in an unfamiliar setting or country. And then we can say, for example, here, or instead of for example, we can say as revealed by And then I could just come up with an unfamiliar setting. For example, when you go to a foreign country, as revealed by somebody that goes, I'm just going to say somebody, we're going to say Spanish, as revealed by Spanish people kissing each other, kissing each other costume would be misinterpreted. I'm just going to write it down just crazy and see if I can get it corrected afterwards. As you can see, it's red highlighted, so afterwards I will get back to these words and I'm going to check the spelling and I'm going to learn about it. I'm not going to need the teacher to correct me particularly. That is such a time-consuming activity. So Spanish people kissing each other costume would be misinterpreted in another country, in a country, and take a look at this structure, in a country other than Spain. Es como en un país diferente que en España. So we're going to check this out. And our dictionary does not include the word costume. You need to add it. So what was the mistake here? What was the mistake here? So there are two different words here, which is custom, which is seems to be fixed grammatically, right? And it says it would be misinterpreted in a costume. Kissing each other customs, yeah, would be misinterpreted. And then take a look, misinterpreted in another country. And then make sure that you know the traditions and norms by reading up. Let me see if, okay, everything goes okay. Right. I have, yeah, this page here. Right. We're gonna go to the second paragraph. Just gonna remove this, and I'm gonna say, like the thesis statement here. The general sentence from which I'm going to be starting on developing my argument, and I'm gonna say, so I'm just gonna ask a question. Do costumes are important to be learned in advance before meeting somebody, a new person? And I'm going to state it clearly as a yes. So I'm going to start by saying we can state, or it, so that we can make it more formal, it must be just going to start like this. Customs must be understood and respected before going on a language exchange with somebody else. And then it says people will quickly judge others' trustworthiness. Well, I could say specifically, or however, well, similarly, I could use a comparison. Similarly, we can judge other not only physical, or say not only physical, but we can judge others' trustworthiness, physical strength, and intentions to do harm based on subtle facial and vocal cues. These traits may differ slightly across cultures. For example, some studies have found that Chinese societies form first impressions based on competence, perceptions of intelligence, and social status rather than physical. And I'm just going to say that I'm going to use another linker. I'm going to linker here. Consequently, I'm going to say the consequence of all of this. Consequently, we can state that, we can clearly state, just to add some adverb, we can clearly state that norms and language are two interconnected subjects of importance, right? And just, we're gonna sum it up. I'm gonna remove all of that. For business and social meetings, gonna add another positive point just to top it off all. No, I'm just I think that's way too, it's too informal. I'm gonna add something else. Furthermore, for business and social meetings, appropriate dress also varies between countries and cultures. So something that you should pay particular attention to when in an unfamiliar setting or country. Make sure that you know the traditional norm by reading on the different. So here I can use a final linker, a summary. So on the whole, and después de considerar todo, we need to make sure that we know the traditions and norms by reading up on the different cultures. Different culture norms on the internet, and I'm going to use, well, gathering as much information as possible, and we're going to use a this is called well, in order to, as possible, in order to prevent communication breakdown. And now it's time for me to get back to all the different mistakes. So as we can see, it says correct the spelling. So prevent or prevent. In order to, the phrase in order to may be wordy. Consider changing the word as possible. Well, yeah, kind of, but not in a written examination. So norms, cultural norms. It appears you may have some extra space on. Yes, extra space, and understood. So it was corrected. And do harm, intentions to harm. Yeah, do harm. I think it would be appropriate, but do harm may be unnecessarily wordy. That's amazing. I mean, as you can see, we've already achieved to finish a coherently written text by using generative software of generation of pieces of information in connection with the topic at hand, and with some linkers or connectors that you can find all over the internet. So thank you for the stream. Hopefully you can learn something out of it, and we're gonna leave it the way it is right now. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bye bye.